What's up, y'all? Sorry, I just kind of decided to take the weekend off, but I figured, hold on, today, I'll be reviewing Rhinestone. I couldn't do the list during work. I had to be up early, so I didn't have time. So next Monday, if I don't have work, I might even just say fuck it. If I don't, I might even just do it on Sunday. We'll see. Either Sunday or Monday next week, I will do my list finally, just so we can get the 2013 one out the way. But I guess before we get into Rhinestone, what we got going on this week. Tomorrow I'm doing Police Academy. Wednesday I'm doing Master of Disguise, which, from what I hear, is a really bad movie. So I figure it was suggested by my friends, both Cream NATO and Cowman. They both suggested it to me for a bad movie. So we'll do that on Wednesday. Thursday we'll do. I'm gonna watch Land of Bad. I was supposed to see it this weekend, but I ended up actually going to see Dune. I guess really quick, I'll give quick thoughts on Dune. Dune 2, I didn't like first part, and I'll even say this. I'll come out and say it. I'm not a fan of the Dune story. I just never really was. I respect people who like it. I respect that it exists. It just never, as a story, really hooked me. I'm just being honest. It never has. I respect the '84 film. I've even seen the Mirror series. I've even seen the mini series. And it never hooked me like that. It was like, oh, it's good in the sense it's good acting, but I never wanted to explore the world like that. I think Dune 2, I didn't like the first part, I'll be honest. Dune 1, I found very boring. I found very boring. I thought there were some good performances. Like, I thought Josh Brolin was good. I thought Batista was actually pretty decent. One of Batista's actually probably decent roles he was in. But I found the movie just dull. It's just very, no characters you cared about. It just was all visuals. I think this has the same problem. I will say it's slightly better. Like, I think Javier Bardem and Austin Butler were, to me, the best performances. Everyone else was just there for me. Even Josh Brolin, who I liked in the first one, was just kind of there. And there were some okay fight scenes. I thought the score was pretty good, but June just never will be that story for me. It just won't. I don't know. But anyway, so I will be seeing Land of Bad. I was originally planning on seeing it last weekend, but I didn't. So we'll watch it. I'm going to watch it on Thursday, or I'll watch it tomorrow. We'll see. And then Friday, if I do not have work, I'm planning on seeing Imaginary, and I will probably review that Friday evening. So that's at least until Friday. Right now, I don't know what I'm doing on the weekend yet. I'll figure it out, but at least up until Friday, I got that's what I got going on. Rhinestone. I have never seen this movie. My friend Stieg said, like, if you're a Stallone fan, go see this movie. Not necessarily as a recommendation. He did kind of tell me it's not objectively great, but So I'm not, like, going to throw Stieg under the bus here. I'm like I did Cowman. But, man, I just didn't. It didn't do it for me. I found the beginning just grating. The scene where Stallone just starts singing Old MacDonald, I was just stop. I'll admit, I did like the performance in the end, and I do think there are some good moments. Like, I think Stallone and Dolly have good chemistry. I just think the movie just needed to be better, and the premise just... And at times, it's like, it didn't know if it was trying to be serious. It should have leaned more into the comedy and just it's like it somewhat tried to, but I just don't feel like it did a good job at executing that, in my opinion. It was too much at times. And so basically the premise is Jake, which weird name. It's a weird name for Jake, but whatever. Which is Dolly Parton's character, gets in a bed with Freddie, who's her obnoxious, basically record he makes a deal that bet that if she can make, because he says pretty much I can make anybody a famous country singer. So he says if you basically if she makes this person famous, she gets to get off her, or basically cut the deal. But if he wins, two things pretty much: she either sleeps with him, she has to sleep with him, and has to do 5 more years. So and he even gets to pick the person, and this is where he picks Nick, which that's Stallone's character, who just I don't know, man. It's just I I thought it was too much. I thought there were some good scenes. Like I said, there's some like there's the bar fight, which I actually found kind of funny, and then even the scene when Nick was just making fun of Dolly's ex. I thought that was pretty funny. So there's like a couple of good sequences. It's just and it gets less annoying towards the end of the movie. I will give it that, but it's still not good. And I don't fully blame Stallone for not liking this movie. When keep in mind this was 2 years he was coming off of Rocky 3 and the first Rambo. You guys got to remember that this is a couple years after the first Rambo, First Blood, which iconic scene. The nothing is over, and even Rocky 3. I thought he acted his ass off when Mickey died. It's like he's coming off that, and then you just get this. So I don't fully blame him. It has fun moments though, and I'll say it. Dolly Parton's dance kind of carried the movie for sure. So overall, I do think it's bad, but I don't think it's horrible. I'll admit I was saying it was horrible in the beginning. It does start off horrible, but I think it does get better towards the end. So that's why I will give it like a 5.5. Maybe it'd be nice with that, but I think it has some fun parts. And like I said, I'm going to give it a plus just because it did get better towards the end. And it got somewhat watchable towards the end. It's that like first chunk is definitely bad. For sure. Like it definitely is cringe. Like it was worst movie bad at the beginning. But it definitely got better towards the end, where I still say it's a bad movie, but it's not dog shit. And yeah. So that's all I can really say about Rhinestone. Not good objectively, but it's not the worst thing ever. But yeah, there are some very bad parts. So, yeah. So tomorrow, like I said, Police Academy review. It's gonna be the first time I've rewatched that movie in like I don't even know how long it's been since I've seen Police Academy. It's been a long time. Like I almost doubled. It could be probably double digits for all I know, because it's been a long time since I've seen Police Academy movies. And I've only seen the first 3. I've not even seen 4. And I've been told pretty much just stop at 4, because they get pretty much bad once they get to like 5 and 6. Apparently there's a 7th, I think, too. So it gets bad towards the end. So I'm just going to do the first 4 movies. I might watch 5 just to check it out, but we'll see. But I'm for right now, I'm planning on only doing the first 4 movies, at least the review. Anyway, other than that, let's jump into Rhinestone. Pretty much like I said, the movie starts. You meet Jake, who's a country singer. She's trying to get out of her deal with this sleazy, assuming he's like a record producer type guy, Freddie, who I'll admit, he was another character I kind of found in the movie. I just kind of found how fucking douchey he was and sleazy he was. Like, he at least was like having fun with his character. So I'll be honest. So he was one of the few decent parts of the movie. So this is where they make the bet that, because pretty much Jake says that she can make anybody a country singer, and he basically takes that bet and says, All right. And he says, if you can get out of the deal. The deal's null and void. Or if I win, or if he wins, he basically two things. He gets to sleep with her, which I don't know if that's really how it worked, but anyway, it's a movie. That part of it doesn't bother me. And basically, she has another 5 years, and he picks out Nick, who's this obnoxious cab driver who doesn't like country music. And I will say, yeah, the beginning part where it's so grating. Like, 'cause the scenes where Stallone's singing, like mocking, because he's like mocking, the different. The thing is, the problem is, I think this could have worked if they toned down Stallone's like douchiness in the beginning. Because I think that was part of the problem I was having, was how just over the top he was in the beginning. Like, especially the scenes where you get on the stage and sing, especially the old McDonald part. I know that's a little bit later, but it's grating. And it was like, I think if because I kind of get the idea. The idea is there. Take this guy who's from like New York, in the north, and take him down to the south, and have this like culture clash kind of thing going. I get what they were going for. There's even another movie out there I haven't seen in a long time, but Urban Cowboy, which kind of did the same thing essentially. Or at least kind of has somewhat the same idea. So it's like, okay, I get that's where they were going, but I think they went too over the top with Stallone's character. I think if they toned it down a smidgen, at least in the beginning, or have Stallone act how he was in the beginning of the movie, or not the beginning, the end, like towards the end, like in the middle to the end of the movie. I think he gets better, and they almost like dial it back. I just wish if they just started with that, it would have worked better. Because I do think they go too over the top with it. Not just over the top, but not in a good way. Because I'm fine with over the top, but if you could, like, ironically, one of my favorites, the name, Over the Top. Stallone, who I love that movie. Very over the top. But it's still, like, done in a fun way. It's not here. The singing is grating. If you have him bad singing, but do it because he's trying to practice, fine. But it was like, he was just doing it to be douchey at times, so it just was annoying, especially towards the beginning of the movie. Like that first part of the movie, I'll bet this was definitely awful. It gets better, I think, once him and Jake actually started having like that connection, and I think that's the other thing. If they had leaned more into that, yeah, they pretty much allude that they're starting to have feelings for each other, because he actually gets a little chummy with Jake's ex initially, until he starts seeing that she's, they're going to be a thing. So he starts being antagonistic. There's a scene where he punches Jake. Well, not Jake. I meant to say he punches Nick. And Jake basically tells him, no, you can't do anything. So she kind of holds him off from getting into a fight with him. And the bad, even at this point, it was still a little annoying. I think once we get past, like, he actually has it's the scene, I think, for me, when he starts making fun of Jake's ex at the bar before he does his performance. I'll admit, that actually was a genuinely good scene. Because Stallone's actually singing was not bad here. And I thought the jokes were funny. I think, like, when he was making fun of Jake's ex, it was actually a genuinely funny, like, scene. So it's like, this movie had potential. I just think if they had just had Nick come in like this from the jump, it could have worked. They went so, like, I don't know if they were trying to go hammy with it. I think they just did too much in the beginning to where it was just annoying, to where it was bad, like, awful movie territory, dude. It was, I think, but once we got past this part, I was like, okay, it's getting a bit better. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's tolerable now. So it's almost like, I'd almost even say, just watch the movie from here. You could skip like the first like 30 to 40 minutes and just get to this point and start from here, because that just is a big grading. Like, and I think even his chemistry with Dolly Parton gets better, because that's actually where I think from this point on, like, they have pretty good chemistry. Even the scene where she punches out her ex, because he's like, no, you're not gonna hit. It's kind of like this similar if you remember from I don't know this movie, it's a kind of a small movie, but it's called Money Train, and there's a joke where they're like, you're not gonna hit him because I'm gonna hit him. It was kind of like that kind of thing, and she punches him, and then he tried. Then they're like arguing, and then he like tries to butt in, and then fucking Stallone just casually hits him like, get out of here. Like it was pretty funny. Like I thought, okay, the movie's actually has a good gag here, and they're actually making it work. And even the scene a little later where he tries to, because it looks like, because there's a point where, like, I guess you know you have a point of the movie where they split for a second, they argue and all that, and they have fallen out, right? So it looks like Jake's gonna have to sleep with Freddy. You know, she goes to his house and all of that. I thought the scene where Stallone he has no choice because he can't get a taxi, so he has to get on a horse. I thought that was funny, and then he gets to Freddy's house. I thought that was pretty funny too. Like I was sorry about that. Like I was saying, Freddy is probably one of the only few other positives I have of the movie. I thought he was a pretty fun character. I love how sleazy he was. I mean, he just played it so over the top, and it actually worked here. And so they managed to get back to Nick's gig. He performs well, and then basically looks like it pretty much shows that they're gonna continue their budding relationship, kind of thing. That's kind of it. Like it ends with them basically implying that they're gonna continue as I'm assuming as a couple and as partners too. So overall, it's not a good movie, but I think, like I said, it gets better towards like the middle and towards the end. It doesn't get it's not as fucking shit like it was in the beginning. But I'm gonna say it, man. That first 30 to 40 minutes was so fucking trash. Like this was awful territory, man. This was like at this point, I was like, this is fucking not good. This is fucking shit. But I think like I don't know, man. I don't know what they were, because I like the idea of this movie. Like, it's not necessarily like I hate the premise. That's why I think it's a bad movie. Because I think this is better than fucking Don't Mama or She, whatever that movie he did with that Stallone did with Mama or She. I forgot what it's. I can't think of the name right now. But that one's not. That's not good. That one wasn't good. Like, that was a pretty bad movie. But this at least gets better towards like the middle, towards the end. And I actually don't inherently hate the premise. It's just they went so over the top. I'm gonna stop saying over the top. They went so hammy with Stallone towards the beginning. It was just degrading, especially when he starts the old McDonald's scene was so. I just was like, okay, stop. It's going on too long. Some of the bits, I think that's the other problem. Some of the bits just go on too long, too. Like the bit where, like, like, it worked a couple times, like, when she, not necessarily the punches, it was the scene where, like, they have the whole premise of Dolly's, like, emasculating Nick. If they did that a bit too much at times, it's like, okay, we get it, So, but overall, it's not the worst thing in the world. I still don't fully blame Stallone, just because you gotta keep in mind, he's coming off First Blood and Rocky 3. I can kind of get why he does not like this movie. Because you gotta remember, this was a year before Rocky 4. So this is like the movie he did before Rocky 4, so I gotta get it. He probably felt like, oh, dude, that might have kind of... It ultimately did, but maybe just mentally, he probably felt like, ooh, this might make Rocky 4 look bad. But yeah, like, so I don't blame Stallone for not liking this movie, but I don't plan on ever watching this again. If I do, I would be like drunk and high. Maybe try to watch it with like a couple buddies or something. That'd be like the only time I'd watch this movie. But yeah, so out of 10, like I said, it's a 5.5. I'm even being nice. You know what? Okay, I'll take the 1.5 out. I'll just say 5. I think it's a 5. It probably should be more like a 2 or not a 2, but like a 4 or 3. But I do think it gets better towards the end. And Dolly Parton is hot as fuck in this. I'll say that. I'm not like I find her attractive, but I've never found her like hot. But she's pretty hot in this movie. So a couple pluses. And like I said, there's a couple of jokes that work. It's just that first 40 minutes brings it down very heavily. So, but yeah, so that's what my thoughts on Rhinestone. I might, you know what, just for the fuck of it, maybe next week. So there might be, I normally do Bad Movie Wednesdays. I might even do, like, we'll do 2 bad movies that week. So, like, we'll do a normal Bad Movie Wednesday. And then I might do another one, not on Wednesday, but it'll just be sometime next week, where it'll be, like, maybe Thursday I might take place. We'll do Bad Movie Thursday, too, and we'll do that Mama movie that Stallone did. I can't think of the name right at this moment. So it's Mama, something I'll shoot. It has Mama in the name. That movie, or My Mama Will Shoot, something like that. It's fucking bad. I might do that one since I did this one. So, but yeah, that's my quick thoughts on Rhinestone. It's not good, but it's not as awful as I thought it was, like in the beginning of the film. So, yeah. Tomorrow, Police Academy. I love that movie. It's a pretty just fun movie. Fun cast. 80, like so 80s. I mean, just anyway. It's been a while since I've seen it, so it's gonna be a fun rewatch. I love just rewatching stuff. It's been a bit, so I can't wait to talk about that. So anyway, I'm gonna call it here, end it here. Do that tomorrow, Wednesday. Master of Disguise. Thursday, we're gonna do Friday I'll do Land of Bad. I'll do Land of Bad on Thursday. I'm probably gonna more likely watch it Wednesday, and then just review it Thursday. So like has like a day for me to simmer. So we'll do that Thursday, and then Friday will be at least the plan. I'll say like if like Thursday night I know I can't go see it because I have work. Let's say I have work Friday morning or something, and I'm not gonna have time to go to the theater. I'll say something, but I'm hoping to. So as of now, I am planning on seeing Imaginary, and then we'll review that Friday evening. So that's what I got going on till Friday. I'm gonna do videos this weekend. Because I didn't do videos last weekend, so I'll do video this weekend. It's just I'll figure something. I do want to do a screenwriter's game. It's just gonna be honest, guys. They have been kind of dog shit on articles lately. There's just not anything I need to do a video on. Like, there's even some stuff I'm like, this is stupid, but it's not. I don't. It's not worth doing a video on. So I'm gonna look this week again, and I'll see if I can find something. So, anyway, guys, call it here. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow.